Hello, but my name is Krisha and I work on the support team. And I also do the learning based content for our knowledge base. And I'm being joined with Marta and Yoon. You guys can introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Marta. I'm from the sales team. I help people trying that are looking for an inventory system to understand if it's a good fit for them or not. So, yeah.
I'm Yoon. I'm a product manager. I'm on the product team. Um, I help make decisions sometimes. No, but
That's a good
mostly I
definition.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for we try and see what users want or need from the software, try to improve it. So any and all feedback always greatly appreciated. Throw them in the comments. We take note of that, and you may hear from us if
Yeah.
we need more feedback.
Yeah. Anytime we've gotten feedback from customers, we have a whole database for it. So it doesn't go into the void. It doesn't get
Hmm.
ignored. Yoon is the one
Hmm.
who has to read it all.
Yes.
This is true. Not just me.
Yeah.
I think our co-founders also do a very good job of
Yes.
reading all the
True.
feedback that they get, and I
Yeah.
think we may have a rogue co-founder in the chat. Yes, we do.
You never know who's listening.
Mhm.
It's true. The whole company does like read over the feedback because we share it to everybody. But yeah, Yoon's a part of the team that actions what's going to get done next, and you know, planning for it. So yeah. So hello again. My name is Krisha, and I'll be presenting this webinar on access rights, team member access rights in inFlow. And we'll just go over some of the basic features and a couple of other ones too. So it's going to get started now. So for the topics for today, we're going to go over the team member access rights, like what are they, of course, where you can find them, also the different options you have within inFlow for the access rights, and then we have some new access rights features that we have, which are restrict access by location and to restrict access by sales rep. So what are the access rights? So just for a quick tutorial of it, the access rights are settings that the admins in inFlow can use to kind of streamline the information that everyone on your team has access to in inFlow. So it's just a way of making it so that if you are a warehouse worker and you only need to pick, you only get access to the picking features, and it could just make it easier for you to get your job done. And it's just helpful to allow different team members to just see the information they need. And also, it can also help with reducing mistakes if not everyone has access to all the information. So, what are the different access right options? The two basic ones are that we have admins and we have non-admin. So you can have a non-admin user who has full access to most parts of inFlow, but there's always going to be certain areas that the administrators will have access to, and that includes the billing, setting up integration. And when I mean billing, I mean billing your inFlow account, managing the team members on your account, which is for adding and removing, or even creating new admins. Also setting up certain features. Um, Actually, no, just the integration. That should be it.
They also
Uh,
only have access to showroom as an
oh yes,
admin.
that's the one I was thinking of. I'm like, I know is something.
Yeah.
Not okay. No, it's showroom
Enabling
and
showroom is an
Showroom
admin
yeah,
only feature. Yeah.
yes, and
Yes.
inFlow Pay, I believe. I
Inflow
think.
play.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's it.
exactly.
Yes, inflow pay. Yeah.
inFlow Pay. So those are the two that I was like at the tip of my tongue. So those are the two that are other features that they can enable for the whole team to use. And once those are enabled, the rest of the team could still have access, like to like any of the orders that come through or anything, but they are the ones who could turn those features on.
Yes.
Right. So within, so on top of having admin users and non-admin users, you have 3 types of restrictions that you can have for your team. So there is everyone can have full access to features, have view only access to features, and then you can have no access where you are just completely blocked from seeing that feature in total. So from here, and that's just a quick shot of the access rights that we'll go over a little bit later today. Next. So, and on top of those 3 features, we also have mobile app special access, special mobile access rights that are just for the mobile app, and it allows you to just do picking or receiving. So you won't be smashing your phone like this.
I'm enjoying the GIF that was added to this slide.
Thank you. This is all Marta.
Yeah, we had fun doing it, so yeah.
So I just have a quick video here of the mobile app. I'm just going to play that while I'm speaking to it. So we have one of the mobile only access rights is that you can view orders and do either mobile picking and or receiving. So that means you can view sales orders in read-only mode, or you could view purchase orders in read-only mode, and then also have access to doing mobile picking and mobile receiving. So it just means if you want to be able to reference those orders but not make any changes, that's one access right that we've added there. And then for the next one, this is another one that's only for the mobile app. We have the option for only mobile picking and or mobile receiving. So you won't have any view only access to those orders. You'll only be able to get in there and start picking. So I realized when I was recording this video, maybe I was tapping a little too quickly, but this is the guided picking option that we have. So if you want to just have more information or get a better view of the image, can that. But yeah, you only anyone who's picking and has this user access right will only have access to this without seeing any other order information available. So another thing with the that admins can set up versus non-admins is that we have a feature called purchase order approvals, and this is where you can set limits for which purchase orders other team members can purchase or put into inFlow. If they always need to have an approval by a certain designated approver, then you can set that up so that you have better control over what purchases are going through. So that is something that we already have a webinar on. So if you want to take a look at that in more detail, you can always check that out a little bit later, and we can send those links later when we send our follow-up emails for everyone. So next, I wanted to just go over where you can find the access rights. So I'm just going to do a quick demo. I'm just going to switch over here to inFlow. So I'm just going to primarily be demoing on our Windows app. It's a little bit easier to see, and we are working hard to add more and more features to it. For the admin only side, as I mentioned, you have full access to different areas of inFlow. So here you could either click on your name and then go to either accounts or showroom or integrations, or you can go through the main menu right-hand corner and also go to any of these areas here. So I'll just start by going to options. So there are certain features that are in different areas that admins have only have access to. As we mentioned before, inFlow Pay is one of them. And this is if you want to set up inFlow to take any payments. This whole integrations page here, we have built in our core integrations, and then we have our third-party integrations, Part Rover. This can only be set up by the admins also. So this page is available for non-admins, but they can only see it in read-only mode. So if there's any messages, or if you wanted to just see which are active, but they will have a green check mark and they can view this page, but you can't change anything. Sorry, were you going to say something, Marta?
I was going to say showroom next.
Yes. And then of course the showroom, this turn on showroom, I think the showroom doesn't show up at all
Yes,
for
that's what I was going to
non-admins.
say. Yeah.
Yeah. So this button just would not be here. So they won't have this option to even turn on the showroom and to have this option. If you're not familiar with showroom, it is for a public catalog that can you can send to your customers. And if you've invited them to special access, to pretty much if you've invited them, they can also use it as an online store, and they can place orders. Those orders will go straight into inFlow, and you could do your fulfillment from there. And then if you've set up inFlow Pay, going back to this, then they could even pay directly all at one time. So it's pretty much like an online shop all in one. So if you are new, then you could always talk to Marta or anyone else on the sales team, and they can explain that a little bit better for sure.
Yeah, but InfoPay is only available for US and Canada.
Oh, so. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Yeah. And then, of course, the major area that non-admins don't have access to, which admins will, is the account section. Here's where you can update your subscription if you need to, and take a look at your plan, your sales order usage. This is where you can manage team members. And as I mentioned, this is where you can set up approvers. You can set up sales reps here. For the most part, we're just going to be going over this user access right area here. And of course, I don't have a credit card account connected to my account, but all your billing history would be listed here. And the crucial stuff we don't want anyone to have access to is the manage my data section. You don't want it just anyone just hit and reset data in your database. So that's one of the main areas that the admin or the administrator will have access to. So to get into the user access rights, I'm going to just be editing Marta's actually. So I just clicked on edit here. And at first those list of all the access rights with all the different features listed on the left. I'm not able to change Marta's email or anything from here. I can change the display name, but no email. And that's because that's been added over here already when you invited them in the first place. So you're not able to change that, but yeah, you could just edit the name if you needed to. And if I wanted to make her an admin, I could select that here.
I think if you've made a mistake with the email, I believe you have to contact support. Is that right, Grisha?
Yes, but you could also go into personal and edit your email. Like it's edit.
Oh, I mean, like editing it for another team member.
They can change it.
Yeah.
They can go into their account and then change it for themselves.
Yeah. You would just change it directly here.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, if they haven't gotten into the system yet, you could always reach out to support, and we'd help you with that. If an admin could reach out. So from here, if I just wanted to, just point out here the location access. This is one that we'll touch on a little bit later after. But in this list, these are kind of staggered a little bit, and this is because it represents a hierarchy that the features have. So if I block access and if I open this up and I say no access to customers, then Marta won't have any access to sales orders or order pricing. It's all like pretty much it goes in order. So if I am giving her view only access, then I can give her view only access to the sales orders, or give her just mobile picking or view and mobile picking options for the orders. But if I block this one out altogether, it will just knock everything out. So this is something to keep in mind for any of the features that have staggered sub features underneath. Everything else that's just properly aligned is just the main feature here. So for today's demo, I wanted to put you in view only access, or for Marta's access, I mean, and I'm going to put it as view only for sales orders. And then that means automatically it'll be view only for prices. So you won't be able to change any prices. If I want to change the same thing for vendors, I could do the same. I could make it view only, and I can give just mobile receiving only. So that means only on her phone on the inFlow Cloud mobile app will Marta be able to receive orders. And then something to keep in mind is these could be changed at any time. If I save this now, I could always go in and readjust it. It's not locked in or anything. And then I can leave the rest of this as full access, or if I want, I could change, like, for example, make cost view only. I could say I can, or products as view only, and let's say I could hide the cost here. And if I want to restrict access from, let's say, importing or exporting, I could do no access here, and same thing, and no access from exporting. So this is just a quick way of how you can change your access rights so that someone in your company just sees the features they need to get to in inFlow.
Yeah, let us know if there's something you would like to restrict access to that we don't currently offer. We again appreciate any and all feedback.
Something else I think I forgot to mention is that the access rights are only on the Windows app. No, sorry, the web app, not from the Windows app. So if you are using the Windows app for the most part, you'll just have to go to the main menu and options, and then account/team, and then you'll get here. So this is just a feature that you'll have to edit here, and then once it's done, it applies to all of the different apps that we have. You won't have to worry about trying to change it for the individual one. So I think I've gone over everything. So I think because I've now made some access rights changes,
You're gonna pass it to me?
I think I'm just gonna pass it to you, so you could see. We can now see what the what you say. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you no access to reports too.
Come on.
So I've now saved it, and I'm gonna stop sharing, and Marta's gonna start sharing just to show what the non-admin side looks like on the web app.
Yes.
All right, your
just
turn.
1 second. Just logging in. Share.
Marta logging in as the sales rep with no access to sales orders.
Yes.
Well, less.
Oh my. Wait. Here. Okay. So I'm in my account now. As a non-administrator, first change that we can see it here is showroom is gone. We lost the button here. And then, like Krisha was showing, you can access through here or through here in the options as well. And to start with the account, the button here in showroom is gone as well. As you can see here, it's looking a lot different. I can not add any team members. I don't see any company details, or I cannot add them, neither of them. On integrations as well, it's blocked. I can view them and see what we have, but I cannot change any settings as well. Then in terms of orders, I can, if I click on, for example, inFlow Pay, and I click on setup, it says that it's only for administrators. Same in the account as well. So if someone tries to reset the data, it will say that it needs to be an administrator to be able to do this. This is good, so it prevents more errors. Here you can add I can add my email information, like we were saying before. And this is the global views. Then in terms of orders, so I remember that, Krish, again, in sales orders, right? You blocked me some views.
I made a view only.
I have only view only, exactly. So I can see the sales orders, but I cannot change them. I can't add products, or I cannot delete products from the sales orders. I can do the picking. No, actually, I cannot do
no,
the
you
picking.
can't. No.
For this one, I only had view only, right?
You can print and email it, though.
I can print, and I had mobile picking, no?
Yes, I give you mobile picking.
Yeah, that's why I'm in the web app, so I cannot do picking from here. And then, like we were saying, you also block my access to reports and to imports as well. So it says that it's only admin that can do this. Am I missing something? that
think I
we
got it all.
wanted to show. Oh, costs. I remember costs
Oh, yeah,
on the
product.
product size. Yes. On the product size, like I'm just saying, if we go here, I cannot change price anymore. I don't have, I can see them, but I don't change, and I don't see the cost. Um, you can also have like view only on the costs, and they would show up here with like a blocked signal. So yeah, I think that we covered everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good.
I'm going to stop sharing now.
So I just wanted to pause a bit. I know I hope I didn't go too fast. Is there any questions? I don't know if there's any in the chat. I think no.
Nope.
We're good.
Pretty straightforward so far, yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna share my screen. Is it? It's not flickering, is it?
It is.
Oh,
Flickering. It is
that was
flickering.
weird.
Oh, it's no longer flickering. Oh, that's weird.
No longer. Yeah.
No, all webinars have some technical difficulties, it seems. Okay, so
Okay. Good now.
now we're going to go over the extra access rights that we have. So we have two other features that we just added more recently. One of them is restrict access by location, and the other one is restrict access by sales rep. So these are available on our midsize and enterprise plans. And I just put a note there at the bottom that if you're on a trial and you're interested in these features, please do ask your sales rep about these features. And any existing customers, if you don't have these features and you're interested, please do reach out to the community and support team, and we'll definitely get you routed to on any options that you have.
Yes, they can still be they can still be added to other plans if it's not included. So
yeah, we'll definitely just work with you with what we can, for sure. So for the restrict access by location, you can limit the access to locations for your team members. So if you have select team members that are only working in certain locations, it will block them from being able to see inventory in other locations if you have that set up, and they can only make sales in their select locations also. So this is a good option for any team where you have multiple physical locations taking orders and just working in inFlow, but you will need to keep it separated. And then also, and also another point I wanted to mention is that there is also no view only access. It's just like completely gone. So if you do restrict, you won't be able to see the inventory in another location unless you're using an admin account that doesn't have these restrictions. So restrict access by sales rep is where you can limit the view of the sales orders for only the orders that are assigned to each sales rep. So this would be something that if the admin had already added sales reps into the user access rights section, then only their assigned sales orders they'd only have access to seeing theirs. And this could be really helpful if you have a team where there's a lot of competitive sales maybe, or if there's one person dispatching, it might be helpful to just have each team member just see their own so they can focus on getting those sales completed. All right, so I just wanted to go over those extra access rights options. So I'm going to flip back to inFlow. So first, for the first one I mentioned, which is restrict access by location, I can just hit edit on the access rights section. And at the top, it's location access. So I'm just going to click on the blue arrow here. Now, I don't know, Marta, if you mentioned this, but Marta is located in Portugal. So if she is only going to be picking or like only doing orders where at the Portugal office, then I'm going to deselect this New York office and Carla, which is in Toronto. And then now she will only have access to the Portugal office for location. So I can hit save here. And so whenever for any products or anything that has locations, they're going to be filtered down to only what's in that office. Do you want to show that now, or should I do the restrict by sales rep?
You can do both, and then I show everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so sales reps. So I don't have any sales reps added here. So as an admin, I can select manage sales reps, and I can have all of us be sales rep here. So I can add all of us as sales reps, and I can also restrict Marta to just having hers are restricted, so she's only seeing hers. So I could select that and then click save. And now that's listed here on the access rights page.
So maybe you want to show just like you see as you as an admin and with all access, you can see like all access to all locations and all sales orders, and then I'll show the difference.
So I'm just sorry, I realized I may have not have explained that. So I just hit the main menu and then sales order list. So this shows all of my locations and everything here. So far they're mainly at the Carlisle office. If I wanted to make a new order that's only in the Portugal office, then oops, that God. But it did show up. Then I could switch that here, and then I could make an sales order here. So let's say this customer is ordering 20 of these, and sales rep, I'm going to assign to Marta, and then
otherwise I won't see it.
Yeah. So I can do that, and maybe some other ones that there's other ones here that don't have a sales rep, so I can now assign that to myself, and I can hit save, and I can continue that. Make another one just so there's just more than one in there. Also Portugal office. Let's order a bunch of these. Yeah, I can just hit save. So that's what I've made for Marta to have access to. Also, I'm going to click on the main menu and go to the product list. I'll also have access to seeing the products that have like the total inventory here. So on this main list, it just shows you the quantity in all of your locations, unless I specify which location I want to look at. But I'll just see all of the quantities, whereas quantities will be slightly different for Marta because it will be filtering down for her location. That's it. So I'm going to stop sharing and pass it over to you, Marta, so you could just show what it looks like on your end.
Yes. So first, we see like we can stop at where you ended, which was at the inventory. So on the product list, as you can see it here, I only see my location, which is Portugal office, and the quantities there are different. So I only see the quantity on hand that I have in my location, which is Portugal, by the way. I don't know if he mentioned this. And then if we
no
go
need to
on,
rub it in.
yes. And then if you go to the sales orders, first I only see my sales order that have my name, so the ones that Carisha just did, and I only see the ones that are in my location as well. So if, for example, I wasn't a sales rep, and I would only see the sales orders that was under my location, but I could see other people's sales orders. Now, as I am like a restricted sales rep, I can only see mine and under my location. If I would not have the restrict access by location, I could see just my sales orders under all locations as well. So yes. Am I missing something that we want to show?
No. And also I also gave her Marta, I gave you view only, so you can't do anything with these. So this is
True story.
Situation, but it's just to show the features like that I only assigned it, but in general they wouldn't have view only access if I've actually assigned it. I mean, unless there's some companies that do that, but yeah, it would generally have editing access if it was assigned to you.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Let me just see.
So I can stop sharing.
Yeah.
I was almost forgetting.
Catherine has a question here. In inventory side, what is the difference between adjust stock and current stock access option? So I'm guessing that's a Windows app question because we don't have the adjust stock function in web currently. But to answer your question, the current stock. Oh, I see the access right. So the access right to restrict for adjust stock means the user just can't change the quantity levels. And for current stock, it's to view the total quantity. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Let us know. Because yeah, you wouldn't have if you were not able to see current stock, you wouldn't see the full list.
I guess it's kind of a little maybe something we should rejig a little bit, because if you can't view the stock levels, then clearly you can't adjust it. So yeah.
Hierarchy there.
Yeah, maybe that's
Is it? I believe it's currently a hierarchy. I'm not. Do you mind showing that real quick, Grisha?
Yeah. Let me just share that. So hierarchy for adjust
for
stock?
inventory, current stock, and adjust stock. Yeah.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, we
So
should
maybe
probably
should
make
go
that a
under.
hierarchy.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. Great question, Catherine.
I think that it's also related to the Windows app, where the current stock is like the report that it does, and it's not so much that you have it on the web app yet. So
another question from Torn: can you restrict or hide some products from the product list that a person sees? It's actually, we do get this asked a lot. Unfortunately,
yes.
No. Products are, they're kind of their own thing. When you restrict someone's access to a location, they can still see all products ever. But let us know if there's a particular use case that you need this for. We'll consider it. But right now, unfortunately, there's no way to restrict or hide products for different people. And question from Cheston. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Can you show how to transfer stock between two locations? Is it possible to have one main location where all other locations get their stock from? Yeah, I think we can. Well, we can't really show that right now on the web app. It will have to be done on the Windows app, but web stock transfer is coming soon.
Yes. So yeah, at the moment there is a few features that isn't on the web app, but we're always gonna keep filling that up there. It's always going to change. So even if you're watching this webinar later on our YouTube page, there might be differences or new improvements we've already added. So
it is, in answer to your question though, it is possible to have one main location where other locations get their stock from. It's inFlow has the ability to set reorder points and how you want to reorder it. So you can say, okay, for this product, when it hits a certain point, reorder from this location. I don't know if you want to quickly show that, Karisha.
So I'm just going to bring up my the Windows app here. So yeah, if I just click on any product, I can edit the reorder settings here. Sorry, is that right? Yeah, first I have to turn on reordering. I had no reordering set turned on here. And here's where you can set it to come from a stock transfer. And you can say, where does it come from? Like, do I always transfer? If I have everything in my New York office, should it, when it goes below the reorder point, should it always do a stock transfer from here? And of course, right here, I don't have a reorder point. So if I want it to go, like anytime it's below 10, so with the reorder point, it has to go below the set number. So the moment it hits 9, it will be triggered, not when it's at 10.
I should have read more. They had expanded on their question. So I guess the question is, can they restrict? How do you transfer stock and only restrict the user to get products from a particular location? That's a great question. So for restrict access by location, generally, if you don't have access to a particular location, then you won't be able to basically do anything with it. The exception is for transfer stock, because you should be able to request stock from a location you can't edit. So it is possible to do that. So the way you would do this is just as normal. For all your users in a particular location, just restrict them to that location only. But when they create a stock transfer, they can still sort of they should still
Select
be
the
able
other
to
one,
select
the other.
the other location. Yeah.
But I think what they
Um,
want is they want to restrict the access to do stock transfers.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all or nothing right now.
Mm.
If you have
Yeah,
restrict access by location, I don't.
No,
yeah, it's
you can.
still sorry, there's just a little bit there's still a little bit of a what do you call it, a buffer there, so the user can request a stock transfer from whatever other location they don't typically have access to, but they can't click that send button. They can't actually make that transfer happen. The other users at the other location who have access to that location are the only ones who can do that. So there's still a little bit of like you restriction there, if that makes sense. But yeah.
Sounds good.
But you can still restrict the stock transfer. So if you don't want them to be able just to do the stock transfer, you can restrict the access to the stock transfer and to the location. So they cannot either do stock transfers or see other locations. You have.
Yeah, transfer stock is an access, right? Yeah, but I think Cheston was asking how to restrict them for just a particular issue, but still be able to do the transfer stock.
Yes. So if they want to block both, they need to block both.
Torrance asking, can you pick online? Martha could not, but was this because of the access level for her setting? Yes, so we only have a mobile picking mobile picking only access, right? And that allows you to pick through the mobile app only, but not edit or view the other orders. We don't have a web or Windows app only similar thing, but that's also something that's been asked for quite a bit. So we'll add that to the feedback.
Yeah. And then, okay,
sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna move on to the next question. Were you
Yep.
going to?
No, that was it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. And Torrance says, can you make stock transfers need to be approved? Not at this time. No. When we did the approvals feature, we had only considered it for the purchase order side. We did look at sales orders and transfer stock as well. That's something we may be able to add on depending on how much we get asked for it. But yeah, let us know your use case, how all of this ties into your workflow. That would be really helpful for us to understand, why and how we would build the feature.
Great.
I think that's it.
I don't see any other
no
questions.
problem. No problem. Justin and Torin. I hope I've been pronouncing your names right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I had on the list to go over. Other questions, and if there's nothing else, we could always just end it a little bit earlier. And if there's anything else, you could always reach out to support@inflowinventory.com, and we can follow up with you there if you think of something after the webinar is ended.
Great. Have a great day, everyone.
Yeah. So,
sorry. We got one more question. Sorry if you already mentioned this. Just in the nick of time, Jacob. We were just about to. Did you cover showroom view access rights for customers?
That's the showroom access for customers. It's a different feature. It's not in the user access. right?
Yeah, so the access rights that we were talking about today are for the internal, so you, like your fellow team members access to various functions of inFlow. For showroom specific access for your customers, that's handled under showroom itself. So you can invite, Carisha's showing it on the screen right now. You can sort of invite separate customers and configure what they see. Different customers have their own, private showroom. And that's something, you would have to be an admin to modify that. But yeah, do we have a showroom webinar that we can link,
Oh
send
yeah,
to
I think
Jacob
we
at
have
some
like
point?
2 or 3. Yeah.
Oh, well,
So
2 or 3. Okay.
yeah, we have yeah.
Clearly, one feature is more preferred over the other. Okay. Yeah, Jacob. We can send you that link.
Yeah,
Later. Yes. Yeah.
yeah. The
Yes.
access
Oh,
you can just
we
click right
might
here.
hopefully. How do we just ask for their email? I don't.
Oh no, I got it. It's when
Oh, okay.
everyone signs up, it also
Oh,
links
okay.
your
Okay.
comments with your email address, so I'm able
Okay.
to
Perfect.
follow up
I was
with
wondering how
everyone if
we would
there's any
follow up.
questions. Yeah. No,
Okay.
no,
All
it's
right. We'll send
perfect.
you that. We'll send you that link, Jacob. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um.
we've done a few showroom webinars because we've added more features like customizing the domain, adding an abandoned cart feature. So I do suggest you check out our most recent one. I think it was done in February, hosted by Iliano, and it's really helpful for all those new features that we've added to showroom. So again, if just as a for the, going back to our topic, this whole section a non-admin would have no access to. Of course, any orders made from the showroom they would have access to if they had access to all sales orders. But just turning this on and customizing it and showing, editing the settings, they wouldn't have access to any of this. So yeah, yeah, we could definitely send those links for sure, Jacob. Thank you. Is there any other questions that anyone has? Because otherwise, I think
Speak now.
Going once, going
Going
twice.
twice.
all right, then I guess we are good
Okay,
to
great.
end it here. And this should hopefully be up on our YouTube page by next week. And we'll send out an email at the time to let you know. So if you want to rewatch the replay, if you have any questions or anything, you could always reach out to us also at support@inflowinventory.com. And
Thank
Marta,
you
is there
for
a sales
joining us
email?
today.
Yes.
Is there? I don't know if there's a if you're on a trial, you can always uh, go on our contact us page, and you'll be able to get in touch with your sales or support. So
Yeah, but I think that, oh God, I need to know our email, but I think it's success.
oh
Wait.
yeah, success at
At
inflowinventory.com.
info.
I'm like
I don't
I'm all
use it
scrambled too.
often. Okay. I reply from it. I don't use it often, but it's success at infloinventory.com. Sorry.
Okay, I also kind of blanked on it too. All right,
I was like,
so thank you everyone for attending, and we'll have another one next month. I believe it's going to be on the smart scanners. So we'll see you all next month. Thank you. Bye.
bye.